Would you wear all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in our newsrooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. Zesco, powering the nation.
Apple Max. Take it to the max.
Introducing the Smart Kicker from iConnect, the most affordable smartphone on the market. With a follow focus capable 2-megapixel camera, you can't miss out on any of the action. Over 400 hours of standby battery time and 32 gig external memory. That's more than enough space for all your series, music, pics, apps and games. Get yours today from iConnect for a limited offer of only 499 kwacha, including 300 MB iSpot internet from iConnect. The Smart Kicker, available at iConnect. iConnect, make it happen.
Want to just get out of town with your friends and family? Are you having a corporate getaway and have no adequate transport? Then this here is what you need to listen to. A brand new 35-seater Yutong luxury bus is now up for hire at an affordable and negotiable rate. It comes fully equipped with aircon, TV for your relaxation, music soothing your trip, and DVD players to give you variety. Book now by calling 0955 0966 or 977 844 141.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience of freshness. Chipsy potato chips. We know you'll love them.
Hey girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Jungle.
Thank you so much for making your time with us, and welcome to Prime TV's main news. We sincerely apologize for bringing the news slightly late. This was due to a technical fault. However, the headlines. Land wrangles in Garden House area deepen. Government approves 29.3 million kwacha for Youth Development Fund. UPND confident of scooping Chawama seat. And in foreign news, gunmen seize hostages in Kenya. These and other stories coming up. with the presentation of the news. My name is Daniel Tonga. Controversy surrounding the land wrangle in Garden House area has continued. It has now emerged that another company going by the name of BMN Housing Project also owns about 50 hectares of land in the troubled area. BMN Executive Director Tandiwe Banda has refuted CK Mabo Executive Director Elijah Kasonso's claims that his company has the powers to control the entire farm. Ms. Banda explains that it is not true that CK Mabo has such powers, as the land in question has 3 companies on it. Ms. Banda was reacting to a statement made by Mr. Kasonso, who said his company has the powers to control the entire 510 hectares in a Garden House without being questioned by anyone.
It all started with the residents, then a response from CK Mabo. Now another company, going by the name of BMN Housing Project, has come on board. These are all stakeholders in the land administration in Garden House. This week, Mr. Kasonso, the managing director of CK Mabo, disclosed that his company has the powers to oversee the entire 510 hectares sitting on farm number 1938. But another company, BMN Housing Project, through its managing director Tandiwe Banda, has refuted Mr. Kasonso's statement, saying her company owns about 50 hectares of land on the troubled farm.
But now Kasonso should only consider his own portion, not some other people's portion, because there we own that land, the 3 of us. Kasonso, which is Kasonso and CK Mabo, Tandiwe Banda, myself, and BMN Mabo, and also Dr. Wisniewski and Mabo. We own the same piece of land. So Kasonso is talking about the evicting people who are in my land. I did not send him to do that. Or should I say maybe he's evicting people who are in Dr. Wisniewski's land. She did not send him to do that. So Kasonso should only consider his own portion, which is only 40 hectares. Not whatever he was saying that 500 and what. That is a just lie.
Ms. Banda says only dialogue, transparency and accountability can bring this issue to rest.
You know, that business is very much sensitive. Someone is supposed to be transparent because we are dealing with people here. It's between life and death. So the people he has grabbed land from, others they are dying from depression. You know, others they are less privileged. Some are lame, some are deaf. How can you get a house from a deaf person or from a blind person?
But on the part of Mr. Kasonso, he says his company has no time to engage in any form of verbal confrontation, as the law is very clear on who controls the land in question.
As I mentioned, CK Mabo Limited is a company controlling, as I said yesterday, I reaffirm again, we control the farm number N1 1938. The authority comes from this document. This is the authority that gives CK Mabo and Elijah Kasonso and others I can't mention to control the whole 510 hectares. It also gives us power, CK Mabo, to sue anyone on that land illegally. According to this one, is to remove, it gives us power to remove anyone illegally settled on the land.
Kalan Mchima reporting for Prime TV News in Lusaka.
Cabinet has approved the appointment of board members in 5 different institutions. The 5 institutions whose board members have been approved include National Health Research Authority Council, the General Nursing Council, National HIV Council, Health Profession Council of Zambia, and the Zambia Medicines Regulatory Authority. Speaking during the announcement in Lusaka, Sports Minister, who is also acting government spokesperson, Vincent Mwale, says the appointment were done following the expired tenure of office for the previous boards that were serving last year. And Mr. Mwale has announced that Zambia will host the United Nations Conference on Landlocked Developing that is to be held in Livingstone from the 2nd to 4th June 2015.
The decision by Cabinet has been made in accordance with the provisions of the Medicines and Allied Substance Act number 3 of the 2013. 2. The National Health Research Authority, NHRA Council. Cabinet approved the appointment of new members to serve on the NHRA Council in accordance with the provisions of the National Health Research Act number 2 of 2013. The NHRA board is expected to put in place an effective national health ethics system by ensuring that the health research conducted in the country is relevant, well coordinated and regulated in order to contribute to improving the provisions of health services and policy making in Zambia.
And the Ministry of Youth and Sport has announced that government has approved 29.3 million kwacha that was meant for Youth Development Fund in the 2015 national budget. Minister of Youth and Sports Vincent Mwale says government has between 2012 and 2014 disbursed funds amounting to 43 million kwacha to 1,300 youths, which saw the creation of over 3,500 jobs in the country. He says with the money that has been released, the number is expected to increase in 2015 as the money has been broken down in categories which include grants to youth organization, revolving funds and administration of the fund. The sports minister says in order to ensure efficient distribution, the funds allocated to provinces will be distributed using the scientific formula that takes into account the population variables.
That government has between 2012 and 2014 disbursed funds amounting to 43 million kwacha to 1,300 youth groups, facilitating the creation of over 3,500 employment opportunities for the youth. It is expected that this number will rise in 2015 as government has provided 29.3 million kwacha in the 2015 national budget for the Youth Development Fund, and broken down as follows. 1. Grants to youth organizations, 3 million kwacha. Revolving funds, 20,477,899. Administration of the fund, 5,825,000 kwacha.
Now, Zambia Union of Financial Institutions and Allied Workers, ZUFYAU, has expressed disappointment over the way the Bank of Zambia has handled the negotiations on collective agreement. ZUFYAU General Secretary Chingati Msiska says a dispute was declared in Central Bank and the process failed to be resolved. Mr. Msiska notes that the labor movement has been calling for a normal wage for a long time, but negotiations have been delayed for 9 months due to what he termed as corporate greed. Mr. Msiska has added that the union will not stand and watch the greediness continue. He has further called upon government to take keen interest in observing institutions in the financial sector.
We would like also to register our disappointment toward the way the central bank has handled the negotiation in their institution under the period, within the period under review. A dispute was declared and the process failed to be concluded amicably over a difference of a minimum percentage of 1%. We further condemn Bank of Zambia management for not showing leadership within the industry, and we are aware that the wage bill at the institution is top loop-sided and top-heavy. This can be attested to by what is currently obtaining within management rank. The labor movement has been calling for a maximum wage for a long time, and now, because we believe that all Zambia's management and workers included must have an equitable share of the national cake.
Motorists in Lusaka have expressed mixed reactions following Home Affairs Minister Davis Mwila's directive to the police not to allow parking of private vehicles at police stations. Some motorists talked to have argued that the directive may be well intended, but it is the duty of the police to protect citizens, including their property. They have called on the minister to support his directive with the law and ensure a lasting solution to his order is found so that the property of those parking at police stations is protected. But others have commended the minister for the directive, adding that it is not the responsibility of the police to watch over vehicles as they have put parking at owner's risk at police stations. Home Affairs Minister recently directed the police to stop allowing parking of private vehicles at police stations unless those under investigations.
Muno mu Lusaka twakwata ma parking spaces ama parking places umwakutira tuletwala amyotoka kyasumu ku parkinga kano gachako bati ba council nga bali kwatako ama car park ako bateko tuletwala emyotoka filya nomba ama car park mu Lusaka yaba yanono yali chepa ero mu police emo tupusukira okutwala mu emyotoka nga chakuti ku parkinga mu Mayanda na umwileta mu aba safe pantu ababa nesu bakabola labalengira mu Mayanda nokutampokola asende efintu kuma motoka okwabula kwe bati mwebene bavya vintu mwishibe so kwena kuti bamunafe musango mu benga fisendera mu ba minister wesu kukuleka abantu babe free mu parking emyotoka shabo bantu muno mu Lusaka security yali chepa yakuba twe parking emyotoka mu Mayanda
police niona is risk so apechire fwa ikafitulero mbako chako vatipanga pe chikapa kichikuru fe foture parking amochapwa
tera nisona so citizen kuma at least akati wanakamba point otoa mwene chentaresera upanga ma police nisona sona reason sembe mae sembe tinga nkale na point yoka boto ivi sona solo kapena ko tinga peze point yo ablema
sikapa ma police thing sana. Sometimes ulewa parking a motoka waza sangalimbitaela no battery na bafunya tawa police ule complain yo battery na iruba no rosha na firu tete so mka park ama private car park yaliko better because bena kuti wa using a force kuliba abere bashiramo no robene ba car park nga chakuti bakabwala la bafunya battery no rosha ni wala bachita force.
We are now taking our first break. Stay with us if you can for other interesting stories coming up.
All your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in our newsrooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. Zesco, powering the nation.
What's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Funky Fries. Get that awesome crunch.
Welcome back, and now other stories. The Independent Broadcasting Authority, IBA, says it has set up broadcasting regulations that all media institutions are required to follow when the country switches from analog to digital. IBA Standards Licensing and Compliance Director Eustace Nkandu says digital migration has provided a proper platform for media houses to be conscious over their content to the general public. He says unlike analog, where broadcasters would give content to the general public without minding age restriction, digital migration will allow monitoring of the content being broadcasted, thereby having content that is good and non-provocative. Mr. Nkandu has meanwhile expressed satisfaction over the progress made so far on the preparation of digital migration as the June 17th deadline approaches.
So currently you've seen that on analog TV you do not have age restriction, you do not have information about the program, you do not have a number of details. So with the proposed statutory instruments, we have outlined all the requirements, all the regulations to do with broadcasting, including conduct of live programs, conduct of discussion programs, to do with also when do you bring certain programs on television, adult content and things like that. So we do have quite a number of regulations that will guide our broadcasters when we move to this digital platform.
A London-based non-governmental organization, Street Child Africa, has donated a sausage-making machine valued at £2,000, approximately 20,000 kwacha, to Kuku Twaya Federation. The donation has been made through a local organization called Children Transformation Trust. Lusaka District Commissioner Defson Mulenga handed over the donation to the club on behalf of the London organization. And in addressing the jubilant women, Captain Mulenga encouraged them to put the machine to good use. Captain Mulenga urged the women to ensure that the sausage-making machine is channeled towards poverty eradication. And club chairperson Melody Mate appealed to the government for grants for them to grow their businesses.
Happy faces at the same time encouraged women. These are women from Lusaka's Kuku compound expressing their joy on what they are about to receive, which will ultimately help to uplift their living standards. These women are all from Kuku Twaya Federation, a women's club involved in butter making, sweets and clothes, among others. On this occasion, their joy is as a result of a sausage-making machine they are about to receive, which has been donated to them by a London-based organization called Street Child Africa, valued at 20,000 kwacha. Lusaka District Commissioner Captain Defson Mulenga handed over the donation to the women with a call for hard work.
We appreciate very well that, such a machine will go a long way in alleviating poverty. We might not eradicate it, but we are all determined to alleviate it, to reduce the levels of poverty, isn't it? So we should join hands in the careful use of this machine. Because if you use it very well, the proceeds that you'll be getting from this machine will help you remove, to a certain degree, poverty in your homes. And if you remove poverty to a certain degree in your homes, it will mean your children will go to school.
Federation Chairperson Melody Mate spoke on behalf of her club.
We would also ask to our government of Zambia to come in to help us with the grants through you, sir, through you, sir, your office of district. Sir, we ask you to help us with the grants.
With such a gesture, it is only hoped that poverty levels among the beneficiaries will be reduced. Kalan Muchima, reporting for Prime TV News in Lusaka.
Integrated Community Anti-Litter Initiative, ICALI, has commended the council's move to relocate vendors in the Central Business District to one trading area. ICALI chairperson Pascal Chikumbi says most drainages in the city have been blocked because of the continued vending in the streets of Lusaka. He says the garbage lying around in the city can be recycled and used in the manufacturing of things, as some people are already doing. Mr. Chikumbi says there is need to raise awareness and educate the Zambian people on the importance of disposing of waste and litter in right places. He was speaking in an interview with Prime TV.
Relocating some of them, or relocating the vendors to a place near Simonson, somewhere there, I think it is one step, it is one recommendable job that is going to be done, because it is going to reduce the generation of waste. It is going to reduce even litter. It is going to reduce even some of the solid waste, some of the garbages that have been lying around, because the council are going to put in place means and ways of how they are going to be collecting at one spot, unlike the way it is where litter is being thrown anyhow and anywhere.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia has announced that the voter registration exercise will commence on 17th August to 16th of October 2015. ECZ Public Relations Officer Raphael Piri told Prime TV News that the exercise will be conducted at the designated voter registration centers and at civic centers of all the councils. Mr. Piri says the voter registration shall be conducted by mobile teams which shall be based at each gazetted voter registration center for 14 days and will move from one center to the other. He says the team will move from one center to the other according to the schedule to be published by the Commission.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia has set 17th August as the date to commence the voter registration exercise, which will run up to the 16th of October 2015. This voter registration exercise will be mobile, meaning that the teams that will be registering voters will be moving from one voter registration center to the other after every 14 days. So what will happen is that after the completion of this mobile voter registration exercise, then voter registration will continue in every district center from the 16th of October 2015 up to the 31st of March 2016.
Quickfire Extinguisher Service Operations Director Obed Chiluba has urged the firefighting department in Zambia to employ trained personnel. Mr. Chiluba has observed that most of the firefighters are not properly trained to handle fires. He says there is need for professional people to be in the department as it is very critical. Mr. Chiluba says it is disappointing that infrastructure and property is being destroyed in fires because of having untrained people in the department. He was speaking to Prime TV News in Lusaka.
If we supply them the firefighting equipment, we take it upon ourselves to make sure that we train the members of staff. Because I've seen in certain situations whereby fire breaks out, and the members of staff actually they don't even know how to operate a fire extinguisher. So I've taken it upon ourselves just to make sure that we train these people. But when it comes on to the challenges that we are facing as an organization, so that we are facing a very, very stiff competition from the companies which are coming from South Africa, because they have the financial muscle to import the firefighting equipment in large quantities.
United Party for National Development, UPND, has expressed hope that it will scope the Chawama by-election slated for 14th April 2015. UPND aspiring Member of Parliament Charles Kaselwa says PF has failed and there is need to vote a visionary leadership. He adds that people are tired of PF lies and the party has done nothing to change Chawama and bring development. He was speaking in Chawama during his visit to the area. And speaking at the same function, former First Lady Maureen Mwanawasa says PF has failed to deliver in Chawama, hence the need to change the leadership. Ms. Mwanawasa says it will not do for people to vote for a party that cannot bring change.
Government yametiri nayo ilipe program yabana batu mayuthi balipe.
And now we take our second break. Join us very shortly.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience of freshness. Potato chips. We know you'll love them.
Welcome back now in foreign news. Gunmen from the militant Islamist group Al-Shabaab have killed at least 15 people and taken students hostage at a university in northeastern Kenya. Reports say 65 others were wounded when gunmen stormed the campus in Garissa. The government says troops have killed 2 attackers, but fighting is ongoing. Over 500 students are unaccounted for, but the number of hostages is unclear. Al-Shabaab, a Somali militant group linked to Al-Qaeda, says it was holding Christians hostage and freeing Muslims. Hostages from the 2 groups had been separated, and 15 of the Muslims had already been released, a spokesman for Al-Shabaab told the BBC. And finally, in our news, Houthi rebels and their allies in Yemen have stormed the presidential palace in Aden following heavy clashes, officials say. The rebels pushed through to the heart of the port city using tanks and armored vehicles despite airstrikes by a Saudi-led coalition. At least 44 people have been killed in the violence, including 18 children, according to agency France Presse. It is the first non-Saudi fatality since it began an air campaign against Houthis last week. The Saudi government says the aim of its operation in Yemen is to protect President Abdurrahman Houdi's legitimate government. It says it has no plans to deploy ground forces for now. For these and other stories, we monitored Al Jazeera.
Gunmen have stormed a university in Garissa in Kenya's northeast and are holding students hostage. The Red Cross says 32 people have been injured while 3 people were killed, according to police. Saudi-led airstrikes are forcing Houthi rebels to pull back from the Yemeni southern city of Aden, and Al-Qaeda fighters have stormed a prison in Hadramaut province and freed several hundred inmates, including one of their leaders. Iran's foreign minister says significant progress has been made over nuclear talks in Switzerland, but an agreement has yet to be written. Marathon talks over Iran's nuclear future are continuing 2 days past their deadline. World powers are trying to reach a deal aimed at blocking Iran's capacity to build a nuclear bomb in exchange for the lifting of sanctions. ISIL fighters have attacked a Palestinian refugee camp in Syria but have been pushed back by rebel forces. Aid agencies say those living in the besieged Yarmouk camp are struggling to survive. Gunmen have killed 10 Egyptian soldiers and injured 19 others in separate attacks in the northern Sinai. The region has seen an increase in the number of attacks against security forces since the overthrow of President Mohamed Morsi. A Russian trawler has sunk, killing at least 54 people. More than 100 were aboard the ship when it sank off the coast of Kamchatka Peninsula. Search teams worked in freezing water to rescue survivors. Reports say drifting ice may have holed the vessel. At least 16 people are dead and 36 injured after an explosion in eastern Afghanistan. The bombing took place outside the acting governor's home in Khost.
We now take a look at what made the headlines. Land wrangles in Garden House area, Deep End. Government approves a 29.3 million kwacha for Youth Development Fund. UPND confident of scoping Chawama seat. And in foreign news, gunmen seize hostages in Kenya. And that's just about what we had on the news. Thank you so much for your time. This has been Daniel Tonga. Bye-bye for now.
You see, I have never fought with a lion. I have never hunted through the forest in pursuit of food. But I do have the fighting spirit. Because for decades, my people fought for freedom. And in 1964, we won. I love to do the Fwemba, the Kalela, the Kwasa Kwasa. I wear chitenge, so does my girlfriend. I eat crisps, not crisps. I love Nsima, Kapenta, Chihuahua, Delele. I'm Josh, and I'm proud to be Zambian.
iConnect, celebrating 50 years of Zambia's independence. #OnlyFazed. iConnect, make it happen.
Hey girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Potato sticks, freaky fries. Get that awesome crunch.
Would you wear all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in unused rooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. Zesco, powering the nation.
Shake, shake, shake. Delicious and healthy for you and your family. Nutrition and energy. Just smooth and tight.
Yonzuna yowama yotelela mushi ilina mafleva yosiyana yonse ni ya bwino anso ibasa mpamvu kosaya shake and see yokumwana banjana anzako osipasako ambuye na magolo ako ilimbisa tu shake and sip.
Shake and sip when fresh meets fruity.